would love to take whoever first.
No, let's stick with Jeff.
Well, I wouldn't go with you because you come early and leave it late. I know. Chicken
diagnosed with cancer. He has already had surgery and is now beginning. Alec grew up in Tipton playing basketball in the cage, which his family owned. Many of the boys playing here tonight grew up learning to love the game of basketball there. Alec continues his love and passion for basketball through coaching. He has coached for the middle school for the last 3 years, as well as serving as assistant coach on our varsity boys team. Alec is a generous person who pours his love, time, passion, and support to athletes in our community. Now it's time for our community to show some love, support, and generosity. At this time, would you please help show Alec and the Level family that they are well thought of, and we are looking forward to many, many years of them being here in Tipton. All in for Alec. At this time, would you please join me in a moment of Thank you. This time we're going to be passing the buckets to the crowd. You can be generous and we'd be very welcome. Thank you.
Devils are ready to take on the 2023-24 season, and they'll get started with the Pilgrim Cup as is tradition. The Blue Devils will host county rival, the Tri-Central Trojans. Tipton has gotten the better of the visiting Trojans in the past 17 matchups, with the Trojans' last victory in the 2006-2007 season. Last year, the Blue Devils marched their way to a 75-46 victory, and they look to do the same tonight. I'm Grayson Weddle, and joining me tonight is Tipton alum Jacob Dunn. Jacob, let's run through a game preview and let the fans know what they can expect in tonight's contest.
Yeah, first we'll start off here with Tri-Central. Coach Cam Heinman in his second year at Tri-Central, going 7-18 so far in his young career. Look at the other side of the bench. Cliff Hawkins, his 43rd year in the business. Overall record, 561 wins to 392 losses. So this is not his first rodeo, to say the least. And Cliff with his 5th year at Tipton, totaling 64-33. So it's fared pretty well so far here at Tipton. We look at the Sarragan ratings from last year. Tri-Central was 62nd in their class. Compare that to Tipton, who was 14th in 2A. So quite the big kind of talent difference there in terms of efficiency and ratings. Last year, Tipton knocked off the Tri-Central Trojans 75-46 in the matchup last year, November 22nd, 2022. And that one was at Tri-Central. Looking at the last 35 years, Tipton controls the series 27-16. And as Grayson mentioned in the intro there, Tipton's looking to make it 17 straight here against the Trojans. So Tri-Central's last win at Tipton, that 2005-2006 season, where the Trojans beat the Blue Devils 81-66.
That's a little bit of the game preview. Now we're going to look at their personnel, starting with the Trojans. The numbers could be a bit off. We can't quite tell yet, but for the guards, we'll have Stetson Newcomb, a 5'8 senior, joined by Jay Jankowiak, the sophomore. Leighton Henderson as well, another senior. A forward, Drake Ramsey, a junior for the Trojans. And rounding out what we think is going to be their likely starting lineup is Trenton Patz, a 6'5 senior. And a couple of bench players for them, we have Logan Younce, a junior, and Tanner England, also a junior. Likely out for tonight will be number 12, Landon Grant. We don't have confirmation if that's going to be 100% accurate tonight, but he may have a concussion and will not be able to play the game tonight.
And looking at the other side here for Tipton, starting lineup's going to be number 23, Jackson Money, the 6' senior. Alongside him, number 11, Nolan Swan, also 6'1" senior. Him next here at the 3 spot, either you can call him a guard or a forward. Grady Carpenter, the 6'5" junior. Alongside him, Sam Quigley, the 5'11" junior, number 5. Then rounding out the final 5 here, number 12, Ryan Tracy, the 6'4" senior transfer from Noblesville. So it'll be interesting to see how he fits in here with the Blue Devils. Coming off the bench for the Devils, number 4, the 6'2" senior Gavin Hare, number 21, Landon Spidell, the 6'2" junior, and then may see the 6'1" freshman Peyton Aller off the bench.
Yeah, he did play quite a bit in JV, so we're not sure if we will be able to get him in. Drake London also out there, a senior for the Blue Devils this year. We'll move on to keys to victory. We're going to start with Tri-Central and see what they can do to try and come out and stop the Tipton streak. Your first thing's got to be don't let Nolan Swan get hot. He plays with such confidence, and as soon as he sees that first 3 go down, he's going to keep shooting. He averaged 19 points per game last year on 41% from beyond the arc. One of the best shooters, if not the best, in the region. The next step for Tri-Central, clog the passing lanes. The Blue Devils averaged 15 assists per game last season, and that's spearheaded by Grady Carpenter. And it wouldn't be too uncommon to see him with a triple-double when the game's over. Next one, and possibly the most important one, capitalize on your opportunities, score off turnovers, and make the open shots when Tipton allows it.
Absolutely. The Trojans definitely have the shorthand tonight, and I think they know that, so it's important for them to capitalize on their opportunities and take what Tipton's going to give them. So next to the keys to victory for Tipton, you got to dictate the game. You want to set the pace and keep it that way. So also want to take care of business. Don't take the night off. Play hard from start to finish. and finally own the glass. The Trojans averaged a little over 23 rebounds a game last season, so don't want to give them any second chance points.
A little bit of an offensive overview now for the Trojans. For their offense, you have to play as one. You can't be a selfish team here. You don't have a number one option like Tipton does that you could look forward to just to go out and get you a bucket. You have to play as a team. You need to get out in transition too. We know Tipton's going to be looking to do that, but Tri-Central, they can give them a taste of their own medicine and try to get it inside to Pats if the first look is not there.
Absolutely, and like you mentioned, Tipton loves to run in transition. They also love to shoot the three ball, and so I don't think that's any secret to anybody. So they've got plays designed to catch defenders off guard. They like to cut hard and cut often. They keep moving to get open shots, but there's no real threat inside. So a lot of their scoring comes from behind the arc.
And now a bit of a look at their defense for Tri-Central. Most of it, at least for last year, we don't know what they're going to come out with this year, but they play a lot of man-to-man. They love to help off perimeter towards the driver, which Tipton could use to take advantage of a kick out for a three. And they have a hard time stopping big dominant forces. So we're going to get a look at Ryan Tracy, the transfer from Noblesville High School. And he's one of the Tipton's forwards there. He's going to play a big man. He's going to give Tri-Central a different look than what they saw last season.
Yeah, I think Tri-Central's going to have a hard time stopping Tracy and then also Grady Carpenter. I was watching some game film of them against Clinton Prairie. They had a hard time stopping their star. He was a big guy as well. So you're going to have a hard time staying in front of them, in front of Grady and Ryan. But on the other side for Tipton, they're not afraid to switch to some zone. We saw them play a little bit there in JV. And, they need to be talkative, and they're going to be a disciplined defense. So if they can keep that at the forefront, they'll be all right here tonight.
You're exactly right. Tipton starting off with a 2-3 in the JV game, then going into a bit of man for the meat of the JV game. And then they switched into like a 2-1-2 kind of trapping zone with maybe a 1 your screen. Getting ready to close out the warm-ups there. Just about 3 minutes left. For some actions for Tri-Central, again, we've mentioned before, they don't have a ton of size. They're not afraid to apply full court pressure, which can be a bit annoying if you're an undersized team. You have to find a way to cause the turnovers, and that's a great way to try and do it. And they do struggle to get around screens, so expect Nolan Swan and Ryan Tracy to link up quite a bit for some pick and rolls, pick and pops even. Nolan Swan's going to look to get those going from beyond the arc.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Tipton, we mentioned that Tri-Central, if they don't really get their first look, they like to throw it down there into number 50 Pats. So it's going to be important for them to, have some high hands and prevent some post-entry passes, and also, helping on the strong side. Not, Tri-Central might not, beat Tipton off the dribble too much, but when they do, it's nice to have that strong help side there. And also, Tipton likes to go in and dig whenever there are drives to the lane. So it'll be important to recover if they kick it out to an open shooter as well.
And I would expect Tipton to come out with a very aggressive defense, trying to force turnovers. And when you've had such a one-sided matchup between these two in years past, and Tipton bringing back their core, they know what's going to work against this Tri-Central team. It's really up to the visiting Trojans to figure out something that'll work for them against this Blue Devil squad. And it could come from Stetson Newcomb. He had 14.4 points per game, 5.3 rebounds per game, and 2.4 assists for the Trojans. Probably their most well-rounded player. They're going to look to him to get things going. Landon Grant as well. Spread game. Of course, it's not going to quite match up to Grady Carpenter, who came in and got triple doubles, it seemed, at will.
Yeah, absolutely. And with Landon Grant out tonight, it's going to be interesting to see how who steps into that role and how they're going to overcome that adversity. But you look at Tipton, again, no secret, the two scoring options here for Tipton. Nolan Swan, who averaged around 19 points a game, 4 assists a game, and again, as we mentioned earlier, 41% from three. So, and then Carpenter averaged a little over 15 points a game, 6.3 rebounds a game, and 7.4 assists per game. So, putting up some almost video game-like numbers for Carpenter last season. So, and he's only gotten better, in the offseason. So it's going to be a good season for him. And another thing for Tri-Central, you don't want to send this Tipton team to the line. Last season they shot 75% from the free throw stripe. So Definitely want to stay out of foul trouble, both with with a thin rotation, but also Tipton's going to capitalize there.
Yeah, I saw online Nolan Swan leading the area with about 88% from the charity stripe, so one of the best free throw shooters in the area, and he's very good at drawing fouls too. For as much as he shoots beyond the arc, you have to respect that, and he'll use that to his advantage to try and get around you. And when you're trying to recover, he knows how to draw the foul, and when he gets there, he's very efficient, putting in 2 most of the time. For Tipton as well, their defense, they force 9.1 turnovers per game, just by stealing 2.6 blocks per game. Of course, they did lose some of that presence last year, so I expect Ryan Tracy, Landon Spidell, and Gavin Hare. I expect him to get plenty of blocks.
Yeah, absolutely. And the steals last year, were spearheaded by Swan. He averaged a little over 3 steals a game, and now we're going to take some time for the national anthem.
We'll be right back, bringing you the starting lineups. Welcome back. We have a special presentation for Nolan Swan. In the last game last season, he reached the 1,000 career point mark, and that was as a junior. He comes in as a senior just this year, so he's still got plenty of his 1,000 point basketball. For the special presentation, we're getting ready to kick off the Pilgrim Cup. We'll start over there with the visiting Tri-Central Trojans starting lineup.
And Tri-Central Trojan fans tonight's game. Now here's the varsity starting lineups. First for the visitors from Wildcat, Jefferson, and Prairie Townships, the Tri-Central Trojans. Starting at the guard is senior number 10, Stetson Newcomb. Another guard is junior number 30, Dre Gransair. And a forward, senior number 20, Leighton Henderson. Another forward for the Trojans is junior number 42, Logan Yoss. Another forward is senior number 50, Trenton Ness. The Trojans are coached by Mr. Grant Hyman, assistant coach for Isaac Alton. And now, this is starting lineups for your favorite team tonight, the Wildcat Tigers. Starting at the guard is 6'6" junior, number 3, Grady Carpenter.
So for the starters for Tri-Central, it looks like number 10, Stetson Newcomb, number 20, Leighton Henderson, number 30, Drake Ramsayer, number 42, Logan Younts, and number 50, Trenton Patz. So those are the 5 that we thought would start out. in tonight's ball game, and that's exactly what we're going to get. Now looking over on the other side, we already expected Carpenter to be out there, of course, and it will be Quigley joining him. That was the wild card for the Blue Devils. We thought it could be between Quigley, Hare, and Spidell. Of course, Nolan Swan, the leading scorer, returning from last year, hitting the 1,000-point mark. He's going to be starting, of course, for the Blue Devils. Jackson Money will get a look at the starting lineup tonight. That core three of Money, Carpenter, and Swan, of course, had to make their start. And the new kid on the block, number 12, Ryan Tracy. We're excited to see what kind of post presence we can get out of him, as Tipton lost a lot of their size. A bit undersized coming into this year. Ryan Tracy's going to help them out down low.
Yeah, absolutely. And he can, watch him in the fan gym. He can really jump out of the gym. He's super athletic. Maybe not gonna shoot a whole lot, outside of the 3-point arc like the Devils like to do, but definitely going to be a presence inside, especially on rebounds.
And he certainly gives them a different look. The Blue Devils mostly known for their 3-point shooting, one of the best in the area. But Ryan Tracy certainly going to help him down low. As we're just about ready to get this tip-off underway. Tipton looking to make it 18 in a row at the Pilgrim Cup, and they will get the tip-off. They're going to look to go to Money early on. Quigley in the corner. Can he get the season started? He sure can. Quigley with the first 3 points of the Blue Devils season. And now a very aggressive defense shown early. Carpenter at the top. He's so hard to deal with. He gets a steal there. Might take it by himself. Tries to get it in, and he will. 2 points for Carpenter. A quick 5-0 burst out of Tipton. The defense already giving the Trojans some trouble, and a steal falls right into the hands of Swan. He's going to pick up 7 early points in just 30 seconds. You can't ask for a much better start than this. This Carpenter, he takes one again, looking for Tracy. That link up does not quite work out. Tracy blocked at the apex. They try to get it down low, but it's stolen by Tracy on the other end, making up for that one. They have Carpenter waiting down court. He's going to pick up 9 for Tipton. And a quick timeout forced. You have to call this one this early when Tipton gets a 9-0 run in just a minute. What can you do? Yeah, again, there's no secret Tipton's going to come out aggressive, and, just the natural offense they run is just run and gun. So, couldn't really ask for a better start here for the Blue Devils. That's exactly what they were hoping for with a defensive presence like that. A very aggressive defense, looking to get those steals in transition, and it's worked flawlessly for them so far. 9 straight points in a minute. And Tri-Central, they're going to have to do some work early on to get back into this game. I mean, Tri-Central didn't get the ball past the volleyball line, it seemed like. I mean, Tipton just came out here and suffocating him. They got it down there one time where Ryan Tracy immediately steals the ball back, says, nope, we're going back to this other end. We like to stay over here at Tipton. We like to have the ball on our half a lot. And Tri-Central, they have really had a hard time crossing the half-court line. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments they make here out of the timeout. I'm not a coach, so I don't really know, what to tell me. Tipton's just that good. It's a tough situation, and when the mental block's there, 17 in a row for the Blue Devils. So Tri-Central coming in with a bit of an underdog mentality, but you really just have to tackle Tipton head on. And I know it's not easy staring at the 6'5 Carpenter at the top of this press, but they're trying to look to break it here. Newcomb isolated himself, but he's got a teammate down low. Ramsayer drives in for the first look at the net for the Blue Devil, or the Trojans rather. It's no good. They're going to lob it up to Carpenter, who brings it down and back up. Grady Carpenter. 6 points already for him. And another great thing about him being at the top of that zone is Nolan Swan tried to get the deflection to roll in favor of the Blue Devils. Wasn't quite able to. Trojans will have it on the outside. But what I was going to talk about with Carpenter at the head of the press there, he's a very easy person to throw it down court to. He's able to catch just about any pass you throw at him. The 6'5 frame makes him very mobile. So any pass that gets down there, and he's going to be able to finish it every single time. The first half-court offense, it feels like, for the Trojans. They're going to get it across, but quickly is able to deflect the shot just enough to force it off target. Money's going to pull up for a three. Hits the front of the rim. Ryan Tracy driving in for the rebound. Wasn't quite able to make it happen. So Tipton finally does not get it going on the other end. Carpenter's going to put that pressure up a little bit higher than we've seen, and Tri-Central breaks it quite easily. Newcomb for three is no good. The rebound falls to Money, and he's going to look to slow it down. Nolan Swan not in favor of that. The rebound, fortunately, goes right to Carpenter. Swan thought about it again, kicks it out to Money. Carpenter now with it. Gets to that right side. The shot no good, but he's fouled, and that'll be, I believe, a baseline out of bounds here. Wasn't in the shooting motion. The first team foul for Tri-Central, so they've done a good job of at least staying out of foul trouble so far. As they inbound it to Money, they look for him quite a lot on the out-of-bounds opportunities. The shot no good, but Ryan Tracy with the rebound. He'll put that one in. For his first points in a Blue Devils uniform, a smart play there from Ramsayer to kick that one out of bounds off of Quigley. Logan Youns inbounding right in front of the Blue Crew wearing their All In for Alec t-shirts. It's nice to see that support from the community and a jam-packed Blue Crew tonight.
The Blue Devils must have been watching the stream because they're playing hard. That was one of the keys to victory. They were playing hard. They're not taking the night off.
And with a victory, you want to close out your season opener and really make a statement. And in just the first few minutes, they've certainly done a statement as Jackson Money increases the lead to 15. Tri-Central still scoreless. Tipton keeping up the pressure. A chance here for Youns is going to go the other way. The charge call on him. And that's another thing. We didn't mention it in the pregame, but Tipton is such a good team at taking charges. Each and every player willing to give themselves up and do what's best for the team.
And you don't see that a lot, especially in high school basketball. So it's definitely a special thing.
It's been something ingrained in the roots of the Tipton program for years. And let's see what the Tipton Blue Devils can do in the half court. We know what they can do in Carpenter for a three. That one just off the mark. The rebound to Newcomb. Trying to get past Carpenter. He could try to go all the way. The shot, no good. And collected by Tracy. He has Quigley waiting up court. Not able to beat the Trojan defender. He's going to slow this one down. Receives it back to the corner. The Tri-Central defender just came a little bit too far from him. Newcomb trying to get the Trojans on the board. 15-0 run to start out for the Blue Devils, and an air ball there from Jankowiak. And Quigley with another. He came off the bench last season and shot a very good percentage from beyond the arc. Earns his spot in the starting lineup as the kickball from Carpenter. And that's exactly what you're going to expect from Sam Quigley, as a sharpshooting presence. Not going to have the ball in his hands too much, but he's going to be in the right spot to take the shot.
Yeah, nice guy to just, stick in the corner like they have been. He's already 2 for 3, from the corner tonight. So hopefully he can keep the high end.
Our first look at Landon Spidell. He'll play the center of that, and Carpenter, that's as easy as you like. 20 in a row for the Blue Devils. Trying to get his bench hyped up. And they don't need much of a reason to, but that'll just add a little bit of stoking the fire.
That 3 Carpenter took, that was his first miss all night so far.
And he's had some easy ones, just being fed down low for easy layups for him. That's something the Blue Devils have looked for. And it looks like that's going to continue for this season as well, as they get it into Newcomb. He's defended by Quigley, a good defender for Tipton. Great to have on both offensive and defensive sides. As Carpenter gets beat by that one, but pokes it away. He's got a great frame for recovering. Even if the the offensive player gets by him, he can recover very easily with that 6'5" frame. Ramsayer with the ball. He's going to look for some help from Newcomb. Pulls from beyond the arc. That's deep range. The offensive rebound collected barely by Tri-Central, but he's going to step out of bounds. About as good of a start as you can ask for Tipton. They seem to score at will. And maybe it'll be Quigley from beyond the arc. You can't leave him open as he's going to get the shooter's bounce as well. Tri-Central didn't need anything else to go against them, but it sure will there. And a 23-0 run to start the game for Tipton. They've got an early lead, and it's very comfortable.
Very comfortable, and doesn't seem to get any less comfortable for the Blue Devils.
And they're still putting on the pressure. They want to make a statement here early. They lost in the final round of the regionals. Wasn't quite able to make semi-state and then the state championship. They did lose to the eventual state champions. So at least you have that, but they're going to look to go all the way this year. And what better start could you ask for than 23-0 against your in-county rivals, the Tri-Central Trojans, for the Pilgrim Cup. First game of the season opener. Look at the crowd as well. There's seats are packed in here. And the Blue Crews never look better. Wearing those all in for Alec t-shirts. And a very full section, I would say.
Absolutely. Hope the fans can continue the support, throughout the season. This is one of the best teams in 2A. So I hope the community is going to support them.
They tried to get the scoring going. Nolan Swan looking for the charge. Didn't get it that time. And Quigley with a good steal on the other end. Can he make it happen? No, but Money can. A quarter for the Blue Devils. And an offensive foul going to go the other way. Sam Quigley selling that one a little bit, but the contact was certainly there.
Already.
So they started off with some good trying to stay out of foul trouble. They started off well, but the quarter's quickly gone downhill. And we do have some new rule changes implemented from the IHSAA for the 23-24 season as Nolan Swan, he's going to try to pick up 4. And with his 88% shooting at the line, you'd certainly think he would.
Yeah, speaking of that new rule change, the National Federation for High School Sports changed the rule. There's no more 1-and-1, so teams will shoot 2 free throws whenever they get in the bonus, which is when the opposing team has 5 team fouls. So like right now, the next non-shooting foul would be 2 free throws for the Blue Devils, and the fouls reset every quarter. And kind of the reasoning behind that is that the research that they did shows that there are more injuries on rebounding plays. So that's kind of the reasoning behind the rule change there.
Tipton looking to pile on the pressure. Nolan Swan almost getting a piece of that one. But it leaves them vulnerable on the other end. And a foul there on Quigley. That's only the second team foul on Tipton. Quigley's first, and he's going to bring Jackson Money into the game. We also missed the substitution, our first look at Gavin Hare of the 23-24 season. He brings a presence inside that is really going to help out the Blue Devils this year. If Spidell and Tracy get into some foul trouble, Gavin Hare's a good person to have in your back pocket. As they lob it inside to Pats. Looking for the back cut. Tri-Central just a little discombobulated there. The first shot still not going in for the Trojans. That one down court. You have Money waiting, and you have Money collecting. Tipton so known for their offense, but you have to give credit to their defense, allowing just 0 points. Charity stripe for Tri-Central. Jankowiak at the line. He'll have 2.
That foul is going to go on Spidell. His first, team's 3rd.
So Tri-Central on the board. Adds in a pair.
It's nice to know that there's no lid on the basket.
Tri-Central is going to be relieved to see those go in, just to know that it is possible. But it's also possible for Grady Carpenter to score at will, and he exercises that right there.
Already with 10 here.
Tipton's press. Tri-Central seemed to have it figured out a little bit better than they did to start out the game. So that's good news if you're a Tri-Central fan. They are able to get it into Tipton's half.
Oh, they gave that to Spidell. I thought they gave that to Swan, but that's going to be Spidell's second.
Two shots for Drake Ramsayer. The first one good. And that'll bring in Ryan Tracy, the Noblesville transfer. And a good player to get if you're Tipton. If there was one weakness in your game, Tracy seems to have the answer. A bit of full court pressure here from Younts. We know Carpenter, that pressure doesn't really get to him. As Nolan Swan, he's going to look to get started from three, and there he goes.
I mean, that was from the parking lot.
The leading scorer adds in another triple. As some ball movement for Trojans. A little bit let down from Ramsayer, and they have Tracy running down court. He's going to add in another pair. Tipton with 38 and a quarter. That could be close to some kind of record.
It's got to be, especially for the Blue Devils.
A team in years past mostly known for their defense. With the addition of Coach Hawkins, that switched 180 degrees. Tipton full force on the offensive end, and they've got a great set of players to do that with. With playmaking from Carpenter, scoring from Money and Swan, an inside presence now, and outside shooting with Quigley. It's such a well-rounded team is going to give any 2A team a run for their money in the tournament. And that's so far away. We've got plenty of games left to cover. Carpenter pulls down the defensive rebound. Swan most likely looking to take the last shot, just about 5 seconds left. It'll be Carpenter instead from the top of the key, almost banked it in. Tracy fighting for the rebound. And that's going to be Tipton 38 to Tri-Central's 5. Rounding out the first quarter, Tipton with a dominant display.
I mean, what do you think Coach Hawkins is even going over in the huddle? They're Tipton's up 38-5.
There's really not too much more you can ask for. You can't point out a flaw in their offense or their defense right now. Most of Tri-Central's points, if not all of them, coming at the charity stripe. So I think they are 5 points just off of free throws.
Yeah, exactly. They have not made a single field goal yet.
Maybe stay out of foul trouble, but I mean, that's just being picky at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. Spidell's got 2, but everybody else just has 1. So that's really the only body in foul trouble.
Starting out the second quarter, Tri-Central are going to need a massive comeback here. If they could get it within about 15 before halftime, I think they'd be happy with that. Tipton, of course, not going to let them get it anything for easy. It's a 2-3 zone to start out for the Blue Devils. Ramsayer inside. And Tipton's just done a really good job of their interior defense, making these layups that would otherwise be uncontested from Tri-Central. They've made them so difficult to actually convert. Newcomb gonna look to Henderson. Tries to get inside, kept out by Money. Tri-Central scrambling on the offensive end. It'll be Ramsayer for the first bucket for Tipton, adding in 2. Those are their first points not from the free throw line. So a better start here in the second quarter if you're Tri-Central, but there's a lot more work to be done. Quigley in the corner. Looking to get Tracy activated. Carpenter, well defended. Yount's keeping him out, and he's going to get picked up for the foul there. But it was a good effort.
Foul number 42, Logan Yount. His second, team's first for the quarter.
That's Yount's second foul.
And I imagine they always look for Money off those inbounds plays. He's their first look almost every time. They've got a really creative play that will surprise a lot of people. I don't think they converted on it as much as they would have liked last year, but I would imagine that's still in their playbook. We just haven't seen it quite yet. We'll see when we get there. Newcomb, a nice spin move inside, and he's going to add 2. So the offense slowly but surely getting going for the Trojans. Already 4 points in the quarter. Quigley looking inside to Carpenter. He didn't quite have enough space to catch that one. A bit ill-advised on that pass. It's going to be a Tipton turnover. Aaron Hoback joining the lineup for the Trojans, adding a bit of size. We'll see what he can contribute to this Tri-Central team. Tipton with that aggressive press still, and it'll result nearly in a steal by Money. Newcomb, he's got a teammate outside. That's Hoback. Looks for Newcomb back in the same corner. No good, a bit long and tipped out by Tri-Central. So the plays are connecting for Tri-Central. The shots just aren't falling from outside. Carpenter, that pass thrown just a bit out of reach from Quigley. The offense slowing down a little bit for the Blue Devils, but they've got a big cushion that Tri-Central is going to have to cut into.
Yeah, this is where they can really capitalize. Again, one of the points we talked about is capitalizing on these opportunities.
And this is certainly an opportunity given to them. Tipton taking their foot off the gas pedal, looking a bit uncoordinated there on the defensive end that time. And an open 3 from Tri-Central finally gets knocked down. Quigley might want to answer here. He's going to get sent to the line to see if he can. That foul on number 40, Jankowiak, sends Quigley to the line shooting 2. And he's great at converting here as well. Tipton all around a great free throw shooting team, knocking in about 3 of their 4. And Quigley on the higher end of that spectrum. Not able to convert on the first one. And that'll bring in number 50, Trenton Pats. Not a whole lot of size to go around for the Trojans, but Pats is one of their bigger players. Both free throws missed by Quigley. And Tipton slowing down. That was Ramsayer trying to get all the way. Nolan Swan, step back, short corner jumper for him off the mark. Tri-Central comes up with the rebound. Tracy putting on some pressure, but it's going to go to Ramsayer. He's got Newcomb. Well defended by Carpenter. He switches on to Ramsayer now. Just filling up so much space right there. Newcomb tries to get inside. A spin move to his right hand. He's going to lay it in for 2.
It's a good move by Newcomb.
He's been looking for those spin moves inside all game, and he'll finally get one to go there. That's going to force a Tipton timeout. And I think this one is properly timed as they took their foot off the gas just a little bit too much. Looks like it will be a 30-second timeout called by Coach Hawkins.
And again, that's one of the things we talked about for Tipton is, not letting your foot off the gas, and that's exactly what they've done, so far here. Quigley's been kind of targeted, it seems like, here in the, on defense. So it'll be interesting to see how they kind of scheme around that.
And the defensive scheme for Tipton makes it, pretty easy for Tri-Central to target that area. The 2-3 zone Quigley covering the top left of your screen. And that's where they're going to look to attack. They can get the right players, mostly Newcomb, into that area and attack from there. As Tracy, he's going to get knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Blue Devils. But Tri-Central did a great job coming out of that quarter break to figure out the defensive scheme from Tipton. We know Tipton is able to switch it up quite a bit. And there's the play I was talking about earlier, the easy 2 points for money. That one, it goes right to him every time. Catching the defense is off guard. They'll use it about 1 or 2 times per game. Just to give a bit of a different look there as Tracy battling down low. Up against Pats, and he comes out on top. Pats puts it in for 2. 11 points in the quarter. We're only halfway through for Tri-Central. So a great showing from them. And we know what the duo of Carpenter and Swan can do working together on that left side. Kicks it out to Quigley in the foul before the shot can happen. Tipton with another look at the inbounds play. It's mostly box sets from them, but this one's going to be 4 spread out on top. Looks like they're going to look for Jackson Money on the other end.
Wow.
If you're scouting Tipton, you just have to be able to know that Jackson Money's their target for the inbounds plays. He gets it just about every single time. Of course, the threat is going to be Swan, but Money off those inbounds plays is who they're looking for. Quigley goes up for 2, no good, and Jackson Money hangs in the air, puts it in for 4 straight. Stetson Newcomb and Ramsey are working together. That's Hoback up top. Quigley got a piece of that one, but it's going to be collected by Newcomb. He needs some help there. He'll be fouled. The shot will not count. That one going to be on Carpenter. Just the first for him.
We're talking about Money. He's already got 12 here through about 1.5 quarters. So a lot of them on putbacks and out-of-bounds plays.
He's a great tool for those 2 very specific purposes. He's a great offensive rebounder for his size. You look at him out there, and you might think he's one of the more undersized kids, but he's one of the most athletic players on this team, able to go up and get plenty of offensive rebounds. That you wouldn't expect if you're a Trojan.
Absolutely. Seems like his head's at the rim almost every time he goes up for a rebound.
There he is down low there, finishing up high. Jackson Money having a great first half. Quigley getting a piece of that one, chases it down, dives on the floor, has Tracy on the other end. He'll go up, blocked by the rim. Swan's there to collect. They'll want to slow it down for the Blue Devils. Tracy wanting to get the fans on their feet. And the pass deflected out of bounds off of Tri-Central. It was a good look for Swan. Too many hands in the lane, though.
Coming back in now for the Blue Devils, number 21, Landon Spidell.
Just about the only Blue Devil in any sort of foul trouble. It's just 2, but Tipton's done a great job of not fouling. They're going to go in for Carpenter this time, having Swan off the elevator screen. Carpenter in the corner, the pass deflected, so it's not going to be shootable. And another foul, that's going to bring them to 4 team fouls on the side of Tri-Central.
It's going to be number 3 for Yance.
Number 14, Isaiah Fowler, ready to check in. He's tasked with Carpenter. Not the task you're looking for if you're coming into the game.
Yeah, it's a tough task.
They have Quigley in the corner. They've done a better job of not giving him enough space to shoot. It's giving Tipton less and less looks, but when they take away a look, Carpenter's just going to rip one right open. He's able to create so many plays getting inside. He's always looking for a teammate. Very rarely will he look to just go and finish himself. Very selfless player. There's a 3 added there by Ramsayer.
He's up to 10 for the night.
90 seconds left. Swan bringing it up slowly. They're going to look to go and set up their half-court set. They could save for the last shot, but I doubt they will. With not able to convert. It's not been the best first half for him, but he's played his role well enough, letting his teammates who have the hot hand, letting them go to work. As Tri-Centrals, they've done a very good job of cutting this lead. It's up to 27, but a couple of quarters just like this in the second half, and we could have a very close ball game by the end of it. Carpenter looking at it going on Fowler. Got a little too close there. The shot won't count. And that is the 5th team foul. Gives Tipton, with the new rule changes, 2 shots. And I think the rule changes, they very much benefit Tipton. As much as any team here, with as well as they shoot from the free throw line. It's going to be a good change for them as we see our team, the senior for the Blue Devils. Carpenter with one more. That one falls just short and collected by Pats. Stetson Newcomb on the left side, working a 2-man game with Ramsayer. It'll make its way into the corner. They're looking to get it inside to Pats, but it's not going to be easy with Spidell in front of him at all times. Ramsayer spins inside on Johnson. That one no good, and the rebound will be collected by Swan. Carpenter calling for one more shot. Quigley looking to go away from the basket. Swan could isolate Stetson Newcomb here. He's going to hand it off. He likes the matchup of Carpenter with Fowler better, and that one a blocking foul with 3 seconds left. A great decision by Swan to give up his possession and give it up to Carpenter with the more favorable matchup. The second foul on Trenton Pats. Trojans are getting deeper and deeper in foul trouble. 3.2 seconds left. Going to line up perfectly. And both free throws good for Carpenter. Tri-Central, they're going to need to go the full court. Here's Newcomb. Don't foul here if you're Carpenter. He doesn't.
Ooh,
nearly gets it to go for Newcomb. And that'll bring us into halftime. Tipton leading 53-23. We'll be right back covering the second half of the Pilgrim Cup. Tipton with a 30-point lead going into halftime. Cup. Tipton with a 30-point lead. Tri-Central with a much better second quarter than their first. They're going to look to continue to string a couple of good quarters together and maybe get within striking distance at the end of the game. We'll start off with Tipton. They find Tracy on the far post. Down low, he'll kick off the scoring in the second half for Tipton. Tri-Central, they were looking to attack Quigley on the top of that zone. They have him isolated here, but he pokes it away. Newcomb's able to recover. They go down low to Pats. Newcomb gets inside. The finish with the right hand.
That's a good finish.
Very clever. They have Tracy down low. He's going to look to stall. Carpenter gets inside, finishing up high. No good. Gets his own rebound. Up for two again. No. Rebound collected by Ramsayer. Brings it up himself. Tries to go all the way. The shot no good. Money on the other end. He has Swan. Pulls up for three. He can hit it from there. Not that time. Not the best shooting night for Swan. Off to a cold start. But we know it. He just needs to see one go in. The charge. It will be called a charge from Swan. So not able to get it going on the offensive end, but he's able to make it happen one way or another. For one of the two leaders of Tipton, being able to see your star player be able to take charges, do the dirty work as well. It's what makes Tipton such a great all-around roster. Swan inside, kicks it out to Carpenter. He has Swan in the corner. That connection working flawlessly. Tipton didn't get a shot they liked on that time around. Money might. Into the corner for Tracy, stolen by Ramsayer. Swan surrounding him. Newcomb wanting the baseline, cut off by a couple of Tipton defenders. Down low, Pats trying to go to work. Not able to establish enough position there. That one deflected out of bounds off of Tipton. It'll stay with the Trojans. Just about 2 minutes elapsed in the third quarter. Neither team can separate. They look to get it into Newcomb. Down low quickly to Pats. Inside on Tracy, finishes. So Tri-Central certainly getting the looks that they're looking for. Much better job of getting to that spot. What a pass by Carpenter. If you watched him last year, you're not surprised by that one, but it makes you think about what kind of options are available. And he's able to see every single one.
Carpenter averaging a little over 7 assists a game last season, so definitely nothing new.
Tipton's leading scorer heading into the break. Tipton got off to a very early lead, and that's thanks to Carpenter. Playing the spearhead of that zone gives him so much opportunity. Deflect it back to a teammate. Already down at the other end, such a difficult player to deal with. As Quigley, that's not the first deflection he's had. He's done a great job of getting there. Money, that pass deflected, so he's not going to have the shot, but Swan will in and out. It's been that kind of night for Swan, but another kind of night for Quigley. What great defensive hands from him so far in this game.
Yeah, I've been impressed with him, here picking up, pretty much half-court pressure. It's been nice.
He's been the main on-ball defender for Tipton, and Money fouled from behind. That one could have been dangerous.
Yeah, Money got up there.
Money is so effective in several different situations. Such a great player to have when those situations arise. Fast breaks, inbounds plays, offensive rebounding. Those are the types of plays that Jackson Money comes in handy for. Finishes the three-point play off the bounce. That'll bring in number 32 for the Trojans. Jacob Klein, I think that is.
I was surprised we didn't see some magic there, to Carpenter.
Swan trying to get in on the action on the defensive end. Getting a deflection there. He's tasked with guarding Aaron Hoback. Gets another piece of it. Hoback's in trouble here, and that's going to be an over and back. Feels like Tipton, when they really lock in on the defensive end, their quick hands are such a nuisance for Tri-Central right now. And it might be an on and off switch type of thing. They don't go for it every single time, but here in the third quarter to start out at least, they've certainly gone for that. As Swan, he's going to connect with a triple.
It's his third three so far tonight.
We've been saying it's kind of a slow night for Swan, but 3 triples is still pretty good for the high school. Gavin Hare in. A great interior defender. Able to combat the strength of Jankowiak. Landon Spidell, another one just like him. We do have a running clock. I'll try to catch up here. Just about 3.5 minutes left to go. As the 2-pointer good for Pats. Swan gets to his left hand. That one should be out of bounds. Maybe not. Thought it would have been deflected by a Trojan, but it was off of Tipton.
Looks like it might have tipped Gavin's finger going out.
Must be what it was. I thought it was the Trojan defender, but it will be off Hare, it looks like. Who picks up the steal there? Swan with options to his left and right. Slows it down instead. Into the corner for Money. Can he connect from 3? He sure can. Jackson Money adds to his impressive point total.
He's got a pretty form, too.
That foul there will be called on Swan. Or Gavin Hare, rather. Both him and Swan were in the area. That's Hare's first. Sam Quigley coming in. Jackson Money getting a breather. Central to box set, looking for Klein.
Speaking of Jackson Money, he's up to 20 for his point total tonight.
Him and Carpenter racking on the points. And again, Sam Quigley, very impressive on the defensive end. He may not get the steal at the end of the day, but he's the one causing them. As the pass there. Not quite caught. Nolan Swan gets up to block that one, but he will be called for the foul. Tri-Central's done a pretty good job of converting on plays just like that. The first one off the back of the rim, no good. Newcomb and Ramsey are in for Tri-Central. Hare, Spidell, Carpenter, Quigley, and Swan are your Blue Devils currently in the ballgame. Likely going to round off the quarter as an offensive rebound picked up there from Jankowiak, and he's going to convert. Carpenter picked up full court. Shows that it's no problem for a player of his caliber. Swan going to look for another one, no good. He's had several that have looked on target, just barely missing. So look to get it down low. That one, I believe Spidell was the last to touch it. Running clock here as Tipton has the 37-point lead. Newcomb inbounding for the visiting Trojans. He has Klein down low. Jankowiak trying to work on Hare. And Klein, that one, I think Carpenter might have gotten a piece of that. Swan by himself on the right side. Tries to get past Newcomb. He's going to have to kick it out. Spidell. Back over to Swan. About 20 seconds left to round out the third quarter. Swan might have a free open lane on the left side. Couldn't get it to go. A kick out to Carpenter. Down low to Hare. He can spot that from a good player at getting his teammates going. He loves that opposite side of the block area. Hare, Spidell, and Tracy all know where to be. That'll bring us into our fourth and final quarter. Tipton with a 39-point advantage. 8 minutes left to go. And I will say I've been very impressed with the cohesion of this unit. They look like they haven't had an off season, really. They look as in form as they were at the end of last season, working together. The teamwork's there, the ball movement's there. Carpenter, of course, is going to find his teammates. And the post players down low, they know where to be. Even Tracy, who you thought might have a kind of an adjustment period, but he's seemed to fit into this roster quite well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really encouraging to see, especially after the start, for the Blue Devils that I think they know they're going to be hunted, kind of this whole season. They, were one of the best teams in the state last year and going to be even better this year. So I think they know they're going to be hunted, and it's nice to see that, they're going to play hard, from start to finish. So it's encouraging to see, and just hope that carries them throughout the season.
And really not losing many of their core pieces as we head into the fourth quarter. The scoreboard said the second, but that was the third you just saw. Headed into the fourth quarter now, 8 minutes left to go.
We were on pace for about 120 points, but it looks like it's slowed down a little bit here now.
As you typically see, a hot start and a hot start to the quarter as Carpenter buries the alley-oop, assisted by Swan. If you were at their Fan Jam in-person event this past Saturday, you could see them going for plays just like that. Not all of them connecting, but this one in person. For the first game of the season, that one does connect. And it's good to see Tipton out there having fun.
I don't know if Coach Hawkins drew that up in the at the end of the quarter there, if they just called it, but that was whether they drew it up or they called it, it was a good play call.
Such an experienced coach as well. You mentioned his win count, and it's plays like that you just kind of have more and more creativity with over time. If you're Coach Hawkins, you've got just about every play in your playbook. It's like, what can you draw up now? As a foul, that'll be Swan's second. With Gavin Hare, that's the second time that's happened to me. Assume the foul is not on Swan.
Yeah,
it'll be picked up by Hare.
Yeah, it's on Hare. It's been nice to see, him and Jankowiak, battle, down low in the post.
And if you're a Blue Devils fan and an avid watcher of our stream, you're going to get used to that as Gavin Hare attempted his first three of the night. Spidell picked up the offensive rebound. That's something that impressed me the most about him last season was his presence in the paint and his offensive rebounding. Such a strong player, and he's got some of the toughest tasks day in and day out for Tipton, guarding the other team's strongest player. But he battles very hard.
Yeah, thinking back to last year, about 10 months to the day actually was when Kokomo was here, and we saw Hare and Spidell take turns guarding Flory, and got to see them battle. It was really encouraging.
Such a great battle, and unfortunately we don't get to host them this year, so we're not going to have that game on the channel. But last year it was an absolute treat to get to experience that crowd and that kind of atmosphere, watching a player like that. And Tipton, despite their first half slow start, they actually came out on top in the second half of that game, so it was impressive to see the resilience from them. Couldn't make it happen in the end, though.
Quigley's going to pick up his third foul here.
That's 3 team fouls on Tipton. And again, that 5 foul mark, and Tri-Central is going to be shooting a pair each time. As we get another look at Pats. And a pair made there from Ramsayer. A bit of point guard there for Tracy, setting up the offense for the Blue Devils. Drake Johnson in as well, likely going to be closing out the fourth quarter. He has money on the left side. Didn't like the shot there. Tracy, more of an inside presence. Going to try. That one no good. Drake Johnson looking for the rebound. Couldn't quite make it happen. And I see Peyton Aller at the scores table. We weren't sure if we were going to get him in tonight's game. He played quite a bit of JV, but it looks like he will be checking in at the next dead ball. It'll be good to see the youngest player for Tipton, just a freshman, Peyton Aller, but just judging by that first JV game, he played like an experienced player. Part of that undefeated middle school team a year ago. A jump ball there, tangled up Tracy. Halfway through the final quarter, Tipton with a sizable lead right now. There's a triple there, missed everything, was Ramsayer. Drake Johnson collects the rebound. Looking for Tracy on the right side to bring it up. We'll see how this squad gels here, as Spidell was looking for the foul there, didn't get the call.
If it was a little closer game, he might have gotten the call, but I think these refs are ready to go home. So.
But he does get the call on the other end with the charge. I believe that's number 4 for Tipton, so just such a great team with the defensive discipline. Such a great charge-taking team, and that's been ingrained in the roots of this program for years, as I've said earlier. Peyton Aller, our first look at him, plays primarily point guard, and he looked comfortable doing it in the junior varsity game just before this. Johnson on the left wing. A couple of dribbles, that one deflected off the foot of Tri-Central. It'll stay with the Blue Devils. With about 2:35 left to go. It'll be Johnson to inbound, and that's probably our final look at Tracy. A great debut for Tipton, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't really ask for a better start, you know. I would call it a rivalry, but rivalries are normally pretty close and not as one-sided as this one has been recently. But it's always nice to get a win over your over your county opponents. Drake Johnson there with a 3.
His first points of the season. Coming in the home Pilgrim Cup as he's diving on the floor. A hustle play from Johnson is going to get the ball right back. About a minute 40 left to go for the Blue Devils to close out their 18th consecutive Pilgrim Cup. It's been a battle in years past.
And folks, stay with us here after the game. We're going to have Jackson Money with a post-game interview. So stay tuned. Blue Devils are going to go to the locker room, and he's going to be sent up to us as Jace Clark hits his first 3, probably of his varsity career.
Jace Clark with an impressive JV game. As we close in on a minute. Your core 4 JV players, I would say. Drake Johnson out there as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how Grayson McFalls, the freshman, 6'8", I'm really interested to see how he's going to do for Tipton. I think he can be be a really good player. He's pretty young in terms of his basketball career. I don't know if he's been playing basketball very long, but excited to see how he's going to turn out, because he's pretty raw, obviously, as you can see there. He gets the travel, but I'm excited to see how Tipton can develop him and the player he'll turn out to be.
We're going to look to fix the clock here. It's about 40 seconds left now. See if we can catch up here. Tipton with an 80-34 lead, that is.
Pretty excited as well for Isaac Hummerkaus. He's showed some flashes in the JV game, and proved to be a pretty good shooter, hitting most of his threes in the JV game. So the final score tonight from the Inferno: the Tipton Blue Devils 80, Tri-Central Trojans 34. So for the 17th year in a row, the Tipton Blue Devils will be taking home the Pilgrim Cup. So we thank you all for joining in today during this 46th annual Pilgrim Cup. And again, stay tuned after the game. We'll have Jackson Money up here for a post-game interview.
Joining us very shortly, Tipton, with, again, another Pilgrim Cup win in a row. This is something us Tipton natives have become quite used to. I mean, certainly ever since we were around, it's been pretty much all we've known.
Yeah, looking at the last time that Tri-Central won, I was like 5. So I certainly can only remember Tipton winning. So it's just been something that I think everybody in the county has been kind of accustomed to, as Tipton wins their 17th straight Pilgrim Cup. So. Yeah, I mean, a great game here from the Blue Devils, especially the start. I'd be interested to see from the people that have been around for a while, the Michelle Garmins of the world, and to see how close that 38-point burst in the first quarter was to a record, for the Blue Devils. That's certainly the most I can remember scoring, in a.
There's the trophy reveal, if you can barely see it. Not quite, but it hasn't left Tipton too much. No. Certainly not as of late.
No, it is stayed in our trophy case where it belongs, rightfully, but it has stayed there for a while. So it might have forgotten what Tri-Central's trophy case looks like, to be honest.
They might have the spot reserved, but hasn't really been too much to look at there.
Yeah.
And a better look at the trophy there. As you can see, Swan right in the middle. Tipton's leading scorer as of last season, not tonight. I think tonight we had Carpenter or Money. They were fighting for that spot throughout the game.
Yeah, absolutely. So I can do some totaling here, and we'll have your answer here shortly.
But Tipton once again, and you have to think this night might mean a little bit more to these players. But you see the All-In for Alex shirts there on your screen, those black shirts with the blue text on them. So just adding another layer to this victory for Tipton. These players showing out. And my main question would be, what does this kind of win, a Pilgrim Cup win, mean to players like Ryan Tracy, who haven't been with the program as long, but the rivalry might still be, still fresh in his mind. He might want it just a little bit extra. Coach Hawkins as well hasn't been with the program for too long, but I'm sure he feels the same way about this victory as everybody else. Plus, you get to add another trophy to your trophy case. It's always good to have that if you're Tipton.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting because Coach Hawkins, he did used to coach for Tri-Central, so it'd be interesting to get his take on if it feels any better or any worse, being on the other side of it for once. But yeah, so go over some point totals for tonight for Tipton anyway. Leading scorer Jackson Money with 20 points. We had Landon Spidell with 4, Drake Johnson with a 3, Ryan Tracy with 8. Swan, kind of a quiet night for him, only 12 points. Sam Quigley, a nice surprise on the starting lineup here, 11 points for the Blue Devils. Gavin Hare had 2 points. And then rounding out for the Blue Devils here, 17 points for Carpenter.
So a pretty solid game all around for each of the Tipton players, each playing their part. And I loved how well they all fit together. They seem to already know their roles, and you kind of expect that with the same core that has been built around for 2 years now at least. These players know how to play with each other. They've been playing with each other since middle school, basically. They certainly know their strengths and weaknesses, where they want to get the ball. Tri-Central just not on the same level tonight. We are waiting on that interview. Most likely going to be Jackson Money. We do, of course, and this is the worst part about it, we have to wait for Coach Hawkins to give his speech.
Yeah.
The celebrations, especially for the Pilgrim Cup night, might take a little bit extra, but bear with us. We'll get some thoughts from the senior. Had a very great game, Jackson Money. I've been impressed with just how applicable he is to certain situations. He's the perfect fit for Tipton. As we just wait here for Jackson Money. You can see the amount of fans out here in their black t-shirts. They're all in for Alec, and it's good to see a community like Tipton be able to all come together around just one person with such an impact on the program. And it means a lot to us, his family, all of the players. Even Tri-Central, they had those on for their warm-ups. So a class act from them. It's good to see, even with this in-state rivalry, there's still a lot of love there.
Yeah, absolutely. I was surprised to see that. Not that I think Tri-Central wouldn't do that. I was just surprised to see that they did that. So
an opposing team, it's really rare that you would see that kind of. But that's just how close Tipton County is.
Yep.
At the end of the day, everybody here knows each other. It's a pretty small county.
Yeah,
we're all friends at the end of the day. This basketball game does not mean a whole lot in the grand scheme of things unless it's a high school rivalry. I heard the student sections bantering with each other, but that's about as hateful as it'll get.
Yeah, absolutely. And not to kind of bury the point, but with it not being very close in recent years, I think that might be kind of part of the reasoning why it hasn't seemed like a rivalry, just because it's been so lopsided as of late. But obviously appreciate that the two schools come together and do this. It's a really cool tradition, and definitely hope it keeps up. So I'm sure the Tri-Central fans are probably wanting it to be a little bit closer, but I'm sure they'll get there at some point.
And as well as the canned food drive that we know goes on every year, you and I both participated in that during high school, all the way down to middle and elementary school contributed as well. So it's good to see that at the end of the day, all of this goes to a great cause. Donating food.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe they announced that Tipton won, but they raised over 4,000 cans in total for people in need. So it's really awesome to see the two schools come together to do that.
And Tipton taking the victory this year in both the food drive, but Tri-Central, they did get the victory last year. I saw some posters around the high school here in Tipton saying we want to get revenge on Tri-Central for beating us in the food drive. So Tipton coming out on top this year, but Tri-Central, they're always right there with them. Again, just another act of their class act. A very good program over there that they have. As we see some of the players there exiting the tunnel.
Yeah.
I've seen Spidell come out.
Yeah. We kind of pulsed our sources in the locker room again to see if they, would send us out Jackson Money. Looking forward to just talk with him. So appreciate the viewers, hanging in here to see that. So hopefully our sources will look at their phone, in the locker room. So we've kind of touched, put some feelers out there for a couple of the sources, and have not gotten a response from either of them, but we'll wait and see. So.
And we'll give them a break. This is the first game of the season. So maybe they're still warming up to this. Of course, it's not number one on their priority.
Exactly. We all got to shake off some rust. So.
Yep. So we're going to blame all of the coaching staff. Terrible job.
Yeah.
How could they put us in this kind of position?
I know.
Not checking their phones after a victory like that. How dare they? Look at all the fans for Tipton. This tradition, spearheaded by the band, Top Fletcher over there.
Yeah.
Up on the stage.
The musical cocktail, as we like to call it.
And it may be up to us. As soon as we see Jackson Money exit the tunnel, we'll have to wave him down.
Yeah, that's kind of the plan I'm thinking of.
It's a little bit of rust, you know. The fans here, the most dedicated fans are with us right now.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you. Appreciate you all for sticking around.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We love the support that we get on the stream here. Of course, we'd love to have everybody in the gym, but for those that can't make it, we're glad to be able to provide this service and give them something to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely.
We see Carpenter followed by Tracy out of the tunnel. We're getting pretty unfortunate here with Jackson Money.
Yeah, Jackson.
Looking like he's going to be the last one
Jackson
out.
might be the last one out of the tunnel.
We'll just have to see what we do end up getting.
So following tonight's victory against Tri-Central, looking ahead for Tipton, looks like they'll travel to Frankfort on Friday, December 1st, 7:30 tip-off there at Frankfort, home of the hot dogs in Case Arena. Then the next night, December 2nd, they'll travel to Frankton. So playing Frankfort, then Frankton on back-to-back nights.
Seems we always do that to us ourselves.
Yeah.
Getting those two back-to-back. Two very good programs, by the way. I love the Frankton Arena.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm definitely going to go to that game there. Got to catch that one.
Absolutely.
I believe their next home game is going to be December 8th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, December 8th against Western. Again, 7:30 tip-off here in the Inferno. Then the next night, playing at Delta, an opponent I'm not really familiar with. We didn't really play them when we were in school, so kind of unfamiliar with them. But December 9th at Delta.
So a jam-packed schedule here for Tipton as they kick off the season here. A little bit of a Thanksgiving break for them, but then they're right back into the action with game after game for our Blue Devils.
Jackson Money has been spotted.
Is he heading this way?
I believe he is. I believe he is.
We've got Jackson Money here. We're going to go ahead and give Jackson some questions.
Sorry, guys, for hold up.
We've got Jackson Money on the mic. First time of the season, Jackson. What was the main focus of improvement in the offseason as your team?
In the offseason, along with each other because we have 5 seniors. We're really a close group, so we really want to have the most fun with it.
I'm going to give you that same question. What was the main focus of improvement for yourself as an individual?
Oh, myself is really just on the defensive end, trying to sit down in my stance and stop penetration, not get him so deep in the lane.
And with the newcomer, Ryan Tracy, tell us about him. What does he bring to the team?
He brings positivity, fun. He's really a smart player when it comes to basketball. He knows what he's doing, passing, setting screens, getting people open, getting himself open.
And this is Tipton's 17th Pilgrim Cup win in a row. What does this in-state rivalry bring to the program?
It's fun. It brings the hype with the fans. I mean, there are only 2 schools in the county, so it brings everyone together, but it's really fun.
Thank you, Jackson.
Thank you.
That was Jackson Money. Thank you for joining us as we close. That's all from the Inferno tonight.